I think very beautifully put. I'll go back to I try to give very funny and your usual life examples. So if you go back to the movie Dangal, right? So the daughters have the father, and they also have the coach when they go to the academy, right? So likely he said that there could be a lot of mentors, but you need to figure out who to work with. So it's a very, very crucial part. And also just want to highlight that in fact, T-Labs now does not do any sort of sessions, so we've completely moved out of it. We just keep on working with you every single week, and we work right with you and figure out what's missing, and then kind of figure that out instead of just doing boring sessions. So we're done with that.
Good. So we'll have 1-2 more questions, and then we'll go to the audience. Okay, guys, you can get the mics ready for the audience. Yeah. So majority of the crowd here wants mentorship, right? And you guys say that there's a lot of mentorship that they can get from coming to your programs. But if we have to go into a little bit more depth as to what level of mentorship, because you can have the biggest names, but if they spend 1 minute with you or 1 hour with you in the entire year, how much of value does that actually provide to someone out there, right? So at what depth? So do I get a mentor? Do I get to speak to different mentors every single week as a startup, or do I get build a rapport with one mentor over a course of 6 months? How does that work in your programs?
So I'll talk about what we do at NSRCell. So the first way or the way that an entrepreneur can communicate with us is to register for a mentoring session. What essentially happens in the mentoring session, that it's a one-on-one session with one of the mentors. It lasts for about an hour. The conversation is not usually around your business model, what can be done, but we go one step before and find out whether you're really interested to pursue that idea, go a little deep into your background, and then we come into the subject of your business model and what your next steps are. So in terms of the process, again, there is no right or wrong or one way. We have seen startups that have engaged with the same mentor over a period of 3 to 4 months. They've built that rapport, they've actually continued the conversations beyond the NSRCell platform and had their conversation in coffee shops, phone calls, whatever. It's again on the mutual interest of the startup and the mentor. That is one category. The other type of mentoring that happens is that initially you get in touch with a mentor and you find that both of you have the same kind of domain knowledge, but you need someone who can help you with the business model aspect. Then we switch on to another mentor. But however, and as all of them rightly pointed out, that it's about finding that right mentor and it takes some time. But you can always register and go through. So in some sense, if any one of you is actually seeking mentoring, you can apply to ideas at nsrcel.org. Just send the brief of your business idea. We map you to the mentor. Within about a week's time, you will have your mentoring session set up, and then we take it forward from there. Yeah.
Cool. So it's fairly very simple for us. In fact, our T-Labs program is nothing standard, except that we hopefully take you to success. So it's very simple. You don't have a problem, and I make you sit with somebody, you're gonna get bored. There's absolutely no point doing that. But assuming you're not being able to figure out some issues at your backend, some user experience design, there has to be a problem, right, to discuss. So only when you have a problem is when you sit with the mentor. It's as simple as that for us. So there's absolutely no standard thing that you weekly, except that we weekly kind of work with you. So we figure out, all of us together, the team, either team tells us that we're not being able to figure this out, or we figure out that, oh shit, the team is losing on this particular thing. And that's when we kind of bring an external or an internal mentor to kind of work on that particular thing.
So at Gyro, we run corporate accelerators, and the value proposition that we offer is that we do client connects for you. Now, for us, mentoring is a very is handled very differently. So we offer two kind of mentors. One is your business mentors and one is your product mentors. The business mentors are part of the client's organization, the enterprise organization. So you get to work with the business heads, whoever's problem you're solving. And that is something which only corporates can offer you, because these are people who worked in this domain for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years plus. And there is nobody else in the industry who could gain that kind of knowledge about that particular domain, right? So, and those mentors are chosen by the enterprise itself once you get into their program. So they know that if you're solving a problem, let's say in the omni-channel space, they'll connect you to the right mentor there. The other side is the product mentor, and that is something that Chiron brings it from the ecosystem. So like Vikesh mentioned IBK. So IBK is ex-CTO of Wipro, and he has deep tech knowledge. So he'll work with you to identify if there are any areas that you need to work on your technology side, on your product side. And how the mentors are chosen? On the business side, it's chosen by the corporate. Whoever's problem you're solving, that business head kind of becomes your informal mentor. And on the product side, we give you access to some of the mentors in the industry. There's an informal gathering that you can come to, and over chit-chat, coffee, you figure out what's your chemistry, where's the best fit, and then you can choose to work with them. In terms of the timing, there is some part which is structured. So we will say, at least once a month you get to meet with your mentor for 2 to 4 hours depending on your need. That could be in person or it could be over a call or over Skype, whatever you figure out. But there is, again, as Rahul said, there is no, it's not imposed that you have to meet your mentor. At any point of time, you can decide that, I have gained the knowledge, whatever I wanted from this mentor. Now I'm looking at a different aspect, and you can move on to a different mentor.
Okay, thanks. So, do we have any questions from the audience? Please.
No, it's fine. I just want to add one more thing. Some entrepreneurs come to us and say like, okay, so I'm going to be a part of the Accelerator, and this XYZ is going to happen. So just to make it very clear, it's your company, you're going to run it, okay? We're just a help, okay? We're just a tuition teacher. You still have to study and give the exam yourself. So just to set the expectation right, a lot of people think, oh, we're going to be in an incubator and then things are going to be on its own. No, sir, it's your company. You'll have to run, you'll have to work, you'll have to kind of do everything. Except that when there's a trouble, you have somebody to look at your back, it's like that. So just want to make it very, very clear. A lot of people have this misconception that things would just kind of, that Accelerator would take care. We're not. We work with you, we don't work for you. So just to make it very upfront and correct.
I just wanted to ask one question. How many of the people are thinking that they would start? So they're even pre-incubation stage. How many of them? Okay, quite a few. So, one of the good places, there's something called a pre-incubator, which is to join a startup. Right? So what you do is, if you're not sure, right? So actually, so the only reason I did a startup, because I joined a startup. I got Cosmetics in the Bay Area, which ultimately got acquired by Walmart and so on. But out of that company, more than 10 companies from the employees have been started, right? So if you're not sure, right, how my startup life would be, join a startup, right? You will get to meet enough people, and which will, from 4 co-founders, 3 of my co-founders are from that Cosmetics and Walmart last day, right? So maybe think of joining, if you're not sure about whether you want to start up, join a startup, understand what is happening there, build your team, and then get into an individual actually. And welcome to company events.
Guys, questions?
1 second. So who has the mic? Great. So next question. Before that, do we have Kulkarni Chimpe here? Yeah, we can forward it. Awesome.
Hi, my name is Paige Sri. We're in the business of eco-friendly disposables. So I have a question in terms of, all of you spoke about the benefits of incubators and accelerators. Of course, I want to know the other side of it. Are there any flip sides? One of the reasons I'm asking this is I have a very highly valuable IP product that I'm working on. Now, I do need mentorship for sure because this has not been tested or whatever. So, but is it helpful to kind of bring it onto the table in front of other people? It's something that I kind of want to know.
So very good question, and I think it goes back to what the other panelists also was saying, that you need to be sure what you really want from an acceleration, incubation or an acceleration program. Sometimes what happens is startups are good to go without an acceleration or incubation program. In fact, the whole process may slow them down because of having an unnecessary structure imposed upon them. So it's really up to you to figure out whether you need the program. Having said that, mentoring is provided by not only us but a few other incubators, accelerators in the ecosystem. So it might be worthwhile to just have that exploratory conversation with these people to figure out if there is a need for you to really get into a structured program of sorts. But answering your second question, we do get a lot of requests that way. People come in with ideas and they ask us, see, I'm going to disclose this idea. Is there an NDA that you sign with us for mentoring, etc.? Is my idea going to be taken up by the mentors? All of these hesitations, which are fair to some extent, but we give them only one answer, that ideas are plenty, execution is the key. And I think my other colleagues would also agree to that. And also we say that being an academic institution, it is just a support service that we're providing. We don't have any vested interest per se to really take that idea to the next level. If it is, then we would like for you to join us and be a part of our portfolio. But yeah, I mean, the call really is to just do a credibility check and the kind of interest that the mentor has in this program. But also, if you have something proprietary as yourself, such as a patent, then it may be just by giving a high-level overview of what that is, you can really help people. One more point is I've seen that the ecosystem is really helpful. The whole entrepreneurial ecosystem, they're willing to help people. So I think by sharing something, you may be benefited rather than otherwise.
So I agree with Akash on the points that ideas are plenty. What matters is the execution, and nobody can match a founder's passion for their idea. So the level that they would take it to, nobody else can do it, right? Which is why one of the things when, as an investor, we would look at is, what is the founder's story? What is their passion about the business and all? And the part where you said, I would slightly disagree a bit about you on the point that, it's everybody in the ecosystem is out to help, it's okay to share. I would still say, take that with a pinch of salt, right? Not just like any other industry, there are all kinds of people who make it up. So be conscious where you're sharing and how much you're sharing. So I believe there is a legal panel as well later in the day, and you should definitely bring out this question there and ask up to what level of your IP can you share, can you not share, what actions you can take. So that's a very valid concern that you have, and do hold on to it. But yes, all the people who are genuine would sign with you the NDAs, the proper contracts, and give you the right advice how much to share and what to share and with whom.
So let me make it very easy, it's always very confusing. There's no standard answer to it. Guys, how many of you use Google? Why not use it? So figure this out, right? Just why not do a bit of research to whom are you talking? As simple as that, right? Why being, sorry to use the word idiot, okay, but why being an idiot that, hey, could you help me? Okay, just figure out who's the right person to talk to. If you look at Chiron, T-Labs, NSRCL, there's a complete list of people we've funded, right? You cannot come to us and say like, oh, we could not find any T-Labs portfolio who could have told us you're good or bad. Okay, come on. If you can't tweet a founder of T-Labs portfolio, say @Deepit Pushkarna in shorts, hey, was T-Labs of any help to you or not? Or then I don't have words. I mean, you're too slow. You're not thinking, okay? It's all about reaching out. Today, damn it, you're in the world of social media. It takes like one millisecond to figure out something. Is this guy worth it or not? I mean, when you guys go for a date, when you get Tinder match, oh my God, I know the kind of research you guys do. Drill down mutual friends, ask is this guy good or not? Why not when it comes to your business? Where are you sleeping then? I mean, seriously, do a lot of research. I mean, as Madhurima said, there's some bad fish in the pond. Always there has been fine. But you can do your research, right? I mean, figure out the good people, the majority of good people, very honestly. And the startup community is so beautiful that you reach out to him and say like, I need to connect at T-Labs or Pyron or Events High, anybody, everybody, nobody says a no. So just do your homework, never forget that. No legal panel, nobody here would ever be able to give you one standalone single answer on this. Can I share my IP or not? Then it's a simple no-brainer, no? But
Not can I share, how much can I share?
that's exactly what I'm saying, that there has to be something. You can't go to somebody and say like, hey, can I create disposable packaging? They're like, yes, but you'll have to go some details, but you should know till where you're going.
So I just want to add to that. So I think whether how much you can share or not is also a function of with whom are you sharing, right? And whether that person can be trusted or not. And in general, whether it is, so at least we have found, I have connected to many founders when we were, and at least in Bangalore I can say that we've been kind of very fortunate. The busiest founders have taken out time to explain if there was a problem with a particular investor or a particular, let's say, firm or whatever, right? And I think so. Just reach out to the peers, right? Who have either been in that place or and so on. I think that's probably. And then if you get enough feedback, I guess these are good. It's fine, and then you can accordingly share more with them. But do like a due diligence, right? As Rahul was saying, on who are you planning to work.
Next question.
Yeah, so this is the last question. So let's take all the questions and the panelists can, each of you can answer one question depending on who you think is the best, right?
Hi, this might be for Rahul or Madhurima. So you do invest and take shares, that's what I believe. So what is the difference between the angel investment and your accelerator investment? Apart from the fact that you bring in your expertise to the table, apart from that, in the negotiation or the valuation, how do you differentiate between an angel and accelerator?
Does Chiron invest cash?
Can you also just take the other two questions
Yeah,
and then answer?
Let's take all the questions
Yeah.
and then we will.
You give one.
Hello everyone. My just question is that as much as I understand, accelerators are the ones who invest money and they will take some capital. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but that's their business model. And what's the business model for an incubator? Do they do it as a support system in an ecosystem, or there are professional incubators who take some equity? Or what's the how is the business model for an accelerator?
Last question.
This is Sanjeev from EXO. So the question related to him and me point to Rahul. So he said you invest a seed fund of 50K. So in return, what you ask from the company, what percentage? And typically in stages like going to an incubator or accelerator, how much you should be ready to give? So if you can.
Cool, so I can almost say the three questions are pretty much same. So let me very quickly break this up. There are different kinds of incubators, there are different kind of accelerators, okay. Some incubators are like at colleges, some are government funded, and there are like a whole bunch of them. Again, there are different kind of accelerators as well, like Iron, which is a corporate accelerator, like T-Labs, which is a pure accelerator, and I mean, there's some there's Microsoft Accelerator, which provides market access. So there are very few accelerators who actually take equity. There are very few incubators. Very few incubators that take equity. There are very few incubators that provide capital. And there are few incubators that provide capital and still do not take any equity. So what I'm going to say is Google. Okay, you'll have to do the research. There's different kinds of incubators. Same with accelerators. Like Iron does not take any sort of equity, neither it invests. We take 8% equity flat for 30 lakh rupees. So that's a flat for us that gives you a valuation of 4 crores on day one. This is based on our number of transactions that we did. This mathematics, 4 crores is a very big valuation at an MVP stage. 30 lakhs is a very good capital for 6 to 8 months of runway, and that's the calculation that if in 6 months you can get more users, if the product is kind of worth it, you'll further raise capital and you'll kind of survive. Otherwise, you'll die or become a very lazy, lethargic business. So that's how it is.
So at Chiron, we don't take equity by investing. We have a concept what is called value equity. So there are if we can help you get a paid commercial contract with a corporate, with an enterprise, then we will take a certain percentage of that in the form of equity. But that would be taken only after all the value has been realized, right? So that is one way. So coming back to the question about how does the valuation for an angel investor and that of an accelerator differ. So accelerators usually have a standard model. So they will say that we'll take this much equity, give you this valuation. So as an angel investor, the perspective that I can share is that it's all about negotiation. Right? So you as a founder are going to pitch that this is my valuation based on whatever is the valuation criteria and standard models that are there. And I as an angel investor say that, why you're saying this, I see a different value. And it's like buying and selling. The seller always tries to maximize their profit, the buyer always tries to minimize the money that they pay for it. So there is no specific formula that can be applied. It's a very negotiation based thing. When it's angel or seed investing, when it's an accelerator and incubator model, it's generally more structured and there's not much negotiation that would happen.
Let me just quickly tell you what's a good deal. If you think, I just shelled 4% equity and took $100,000, I took a good deal. And if the angel invests in, I took 20% for $100,000 and I had a good deal, trust me, both of you lost. That's a very bad deal. The only deal is when both of you think, oh shit, I should have taken more money, and the angel investor would have thought I would have taken more equity. That's a balanced good deal when both are unhappy. That's the only time.
So, talking about incubators, and borrowing from Rahul's point, they set it at a 4 crore valuation when they're at an MVP stage. At an incubator stage, we put it at a 2 crore valuation, and we take about 5% for 10 lakh rupees of seed funding. So you can see the progression, and that explains when you should go to an accelerator versus an incubator. So for an idea, we valued at say 2 crore kind of amount, and then that's the amount, 5% for 10 lakhs. As far as the business model for incubators and accelerators is concerned, as again Rahul was saying, there are different types of incubators, different kinds of accelerators. I can speak on behalf of academic incubators. Our purpose is primarily to support or nurture entrepreneurship. Hence, the commercial motive is not that much. So, in such a case, a successful venture going out of out of our incubator is good enough. But the equity component comes in because we want to support further kind of startups. So it's more like building a capital that you can use in the future, a corpus of sorts that you can use in the future to help the other startups who come into the cohort. That's primarily why the equity is used for. But aside from that, we have nominal charges which cover the infrastructure costs. It is highly subsidized. You get it for like $1,500 a seat, which is not possible otherwise. I mean, because we also get the infrastructure from the institution, a lot of other factors. But what I'm saying is the incubators are in the game to support them. They break even or whatever, that's not important. The success matters. I cannot speak on behalf of the accelerators, but I can give my perception. It's just that accelerators or other places are more aggressive, and that is good because you see something like InShots coming out. This kind of scale that they've reached is unimaginable. So sometimes you need to be really focused and have that kind of a strong approach towards your portfolio companies, and I think that's where accelerators come in to some extent. And we are a little more okay, we can take a chance kind of.
Also, there's another perspective that I would like to share with you. So, as founders, a lot of people will advise you, be very careful about your equity. Don't give it away to anybody. Don't fight, giving the lesser you give, the better for you. Which is true in a sense, but also look at the other perspective. If there is somebody, right, who has equity in you, right? What means is that they are invested in your growth. They will make money only when you are successful, which means they go all out to support you in being successful, which is the win-win case, as Rahul said. So, don't take advice blindly that don't give any amount of equity, just hold it close to your chest. True, yes, but give it to the right kind of people who will spur your growth because they are invested in you. So, always keep that in mind.
Rightly said. So one, usually a good accelerator would help a lot. Number two, do not forget research. Please do that.
I think I agree with everyone about giving out equity, and this question will come out at various stages of your journey from incubator to accelerator to early stage fund to Series A to Series B and so on, right? So now the point is to work backwards, right? So think about what should be my growth? Let's say, ideally work on IPO level, but still, let's say we look at Series B. Right, so Series B, this is a healthy cap table to have, right? So that's why Series A, I should probably tell you this much. In accelerator or seed stage, I can tell you this much, right? So then you know, okay, what point? I think I have enough room in this stage so that I have growth capital access available for next stage. A lot of the times people are not able to raise Series A funds because also that the cap tables are just too many investors in the cap table. New investor doesn't have the enough room available to come and invest. So think when you're looking at just don't think right now how much this thing, but there are enough charts on Quora and all of that about what your typically people would say 10 to 20% every round is a rule of thumb. But anyway, so work backwards on that.
So we're going to wrap this up. Guys, can we have a big round of applause for our